let's take it from the top. A 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright, I think it might be time for a little change of scenery.
But I'm never gonna let you down. I'm never gonna leave you out. So many trade-offs.
I'm gonna go say hi to Jimmy.
I ain't gotta knock on wood. Only that picture we sent on a falling star. Never did me any good. I ain't got to knock on wood.
We love you too much. We love you too much.
That was
The big. I know we have to let her talk. Sorry, we have.
Oh, it was so nice. That was incredible. Wow.
That's the loudest intro in the history of the Tonight Show.
You guys are the best.
They're the best
Everyone
crowd.
in here.
Yeah,
Thank
they're
you
the
so
best.
Much. I feel like I'm back at the Eras tour.
Yeah, I mean, come on. Let's talk. Life of a Showgirl is out now. It went to #1. It is the biggest streaming day for any album released this year across all platforms, including Amazon, Apple, Spotify, every platform. #1. Congratulations.
That's all you guys.
This is how does it feel to have this out in the world?
I mean, yes. I'm so excited about, like, this was sort of a surprise and a secret that I had been carrying around for a year, and I was so excited. It's like when you're like, I got a really great Christmas present from my brother, and then but you have it for a
Christmas
year.
tomorrow? Yeah.
And so it's really exciting that, you know, they have opened the present and they are playing with the toy. And it's fantastic. Like, this has just been, like, I think the most well-matched era in terms of where my life was when I wrote it and then where I am now when it's out in the world.
Amazing.
I feel exactly the same way as I did when I wrote and recorded these songs. It's like,
Because sometimes you put out an album.
sometimes you write, like, the Tortured Poets Department, like, the name didn't lie. I was like, I wrote that song and I was just, like, miserable.
Yeah.
And then when I put it out, I was like, I'm so happy now. So I just, like,
Like, I can't.
release week meant just, like, putting my phone in a drawer, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I was just like, this feels so special because, like, with my albums, I love to kind of, you know, showcase sort of like aspects of my personality that are in the extreme, right?
Yeah.
Like Tortured Poets Department, my last album, was really highlighting the facets of me that are like a writer that's like earnest and stoic and raw and sort of like the sprawling part of it, where the part of me that wants to just be like, I'm just gonna write everything and give you everything I wrote.
Raw.
Right? Raw and like pain and just excruciating detail. And then there's this, like, that was the character of the poet, and this I wanted to be the character of the showgirl, which is like other aspects of a person's personality where you're like funny and feisty and like having a blast and flirty and sort of tongue-in-cheek and a little scandalous and
Yes.
like
Yes.
friendly.
Yes! We're feeling all of it. By the way, I have to say, because I'm getting blinded, congratulations on your engagement.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, no big deal.
Thanks.
Wow!
Yeah, it's,
Can I see?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, my Lord. Can we look just at the camera? Can you see? Taylor.
Crazy.
Taylor, that is
That's
insanity.
crazy.
Well, he put a lot of work into that one. Huh?
He did. He did, and he had it for a really long time before he gave it to me too.
He did?
Yeah. So he had it, like, he custom did this and designed it with this amazing jeweler who he made it with.
It's gorgeous. Even the sides are beautiful.
I know. I know. I look at it constantly. Like, it doesn't feel in any way normal for me. I'm just
That's
sort
good.
of like, oh,
This is the moment
man.
yes.
Whoa, but it's more than that. It's like, he's just my favorite person I've ever met. No offense to everyone else.
Yeah.
But the fact that this is the person that I get to hang out with every day forever is just like that's the whole thing of it. You look at that and you're like, I get to hang out with him forever, and this represents that.
That's the win, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I know that you did his podcast, New Heights, which, by the way, I have done, and since I've done his podcast, they've won every game. Since
Yeah,
I've
you
done
know
it.
what? Don't think I didn't notice that.
Thank you.
Yeah, and so
I don't want to thank you. I don't want any credit. Let's just act like it didn't happen.
let's not jinx anything. Let's sort of. But
it did happen.
it
so
did happen.
What are you gonna
We
do?
have to acknowledge certain superstitious, things that cause a streak of winning.
Yes, and
it's game day.
yes.
My head is very much there.
Yes, you are.
So thank you for acknowledging that.
No,
really-
I was going to bring up the podcast only because you did the podcast to announce and reveal your album title.
Yes.
And then after that podcast, I think I'm right about this. It might be another rumor about you, but he went and you got engaged right after the podcast.
Yes. So basically, I think for Travis, the podcast was just sort of like a distraction, sort of ruse to keep me not looking out the windows of the house.
So it was all
Because
happening. Was
it
the
was like-
backyard normal when you got there?
I was like, I don't. Every time he does the podcast, it's not like he blacks out all the windows. It's like there's fully just blackout drapes on every single window of the whole house.
Yeah, you're like,
And I was
honey,
like,
this is
he
real
so
secretive.
serious about this, and I really appreciate that. But then afterward, I kind of realized he's walking around sort of nervous about the podcast. He's like, my heart is racing. I know how much this means to you. Really want this to be what you hoped it would be, because we'd been talking about doing the podcast and announcing the album.
Yeah.
And he's like, my heart's racing. And I've never seen this dude nervous, ever.
Of course he's not nervous
like
about the podcast. He's like,
Professionally
"I'm
not
really
a
big-"
nervous person.
He's like, I wonder what questions I'm going to ask you. I know one question that I'm going to ask. I know the big one. But I can't get to that yet.
Yeah, I was like, and so he was like, do you want to go and just walk around the backyard and have a glass of wine? I'm like, I'm always going to want to do that.
That's good. Always bad.
And then I realized exactly why all of the windows were curtained and why he was nervous. And
Yeah, look at this
it was
right
the
here.
best possible case scenario. Look at that.
Look at this.
That's what he was turning the backyard into.
It is
like a
gorgeous.
secret garden
Oh, it's
oasis.
beautiful. You've had a giant year. A lot of things to celebrate. You have the #1 album. You've got engaged. You also finally got the masters. You control all of your masters.
Thanks, guys.
That was hard work. That's a lot of.
The Roots know.
Yeah.
Amir knows. We're all just out here in this crazy, insane music industry, and the fact that this happened still feels absolutely outlandish to me, because I kind of had made peace with the fact that I was going to re-record my music. I was going to try to replicate these songs as accurately and exactly as possible, and that was just what I was going to do, because nobody had ever given me the opportunity to bid on my work before. So I was used to feeling, whenever I would see one of my music videos that I'm really proud of from those first 6 albums, or when I would see an album cover of mine, or hear one of the older songs, I'd get so sad. And I had to sort of create this protective layer of not really letting them in, not really oh, there's one of my music videos, don't really look at it, don't get sad, don't let it ruin your day.
Because you don't own it. Someone
Because you
else
don't
is
own it,
getting
you never will, and you just have to make peace with that. So it's actually, I've had to reroute my entire absorption system of my own work to be just stoked whenever I see any of it, and
Now
it
you're
is the best feeling in the world.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for caring about this at all.
Now it's like, listen to it all.
Yes.
Love it all. And
Yeah.
every time you hear it, you go, I remember where I was when I recorded it. I remember where I wrote it.
Yes,
I remember
and now
it. I
you get
love
to
those
go
memories.
back down memory lane.
But then
and
you
it's-
also, that you re-recorded it was also historic and cool.
That was really fun.
and
I had a
badass.
blast.
That was awesome.
We had a time.
That was awesome what you did.
It really was fun, and
was
it was
great.
I know that these are not conversations that have typically been had outside of behind closed doors, conference room, contract negotiation, sort of inside the music industry type spaces. And the fact that when I did say to the fans, this is something I care about, I know you don't have to care about this, it may not be something that you have really like absorbed yourselves in or like, but the fact that the fans cared, it means the world to me. I know that it was a new topic of conversation to share publicly. Every artist doesn't have to care about owning their music, but I just wanted them to like know that this is a thing. And if you do care about it, negotiate to have it.
Get in
You
there.
deserve it.
And you're already doing it. You're inspiring
Thanks.
hundreds of thousands of artists to do that.
Yeah.
And it's really cool that you did that and that you were honest and let us in kind of a little peek behind the curtain of what the business is. We don't
like
we
a huge peek behind the curtain. I was like, ah, like just all the monsters came out.
I thought we could do something kind of fun here. Because you're Taylor Swift and you make a lot of headlines.
Correct.
There's a lot written about you on the internet every day. Some of it is
Yeah.
very hard to tell what's true. And I thought we could have a little fun with this.
All right.
Okay, so what I'm going to do
my
is...
God.
No. I'm going to read some rumors that I heard about Taylor Swift.
Wait, so what is this for?
It's just because it looks cool.
What is it? Do you know what this does and when I am supposed
Yes,
to?
you're supposed to press it. Wait, no, not yet. But I think you press it when we're all done. I'll go back through other rumor and you press it if that one is true.
So you're gonna say things that are true and false, and you're gonna. Are you?
No,
is this like two truths and a lie where you guess?
Yes. Oh, I can do that.
Yeah. So you.
Oh, I like
so
that.
We're basically.
One of these I know.
Playing two truths
I heard
and a
that.
lie.
Yes.
So
yes.
and
One of
so-
these is true.
One of these things are true, but everything else is false.
That's correct. All right, here we go. Taylor Swift, you turned down the Super Bowl halftime show because the NFL wouldn't allow you to own your performance footage. Okay. We're gonna go through. There's 5 rumors. Interesting. Rumor 2. Your close friend, Ed Sheeran, learned about your engagement like everyone else did on Instagram. That would be great if that's true. Rumor 3. In your speech at Selena Gomez's wedding, you joked that Selena beat you to the altar. That's funny, I think, and I know you're funny. I could see that happening. Rumor 4, you've been spotted walking a mystery dog in Florida. This is true. This is on the internet. You are walking a dog that's not your dog, and it's a mystery dog. And by the way, I think that might be the true one, but who knows? Travis Kelce can be heard harmonizing on Opalite. All right, I said 5 rumors about you. One of them is true.
And you are guessing now which one you think is the
Yes.
true one, and what happens if that is not true?
If I'm correct,
Do I
how
get to
about
like
this?
throw a marker or something?
No.
Nothing
How about this?
happens?
Or what if it's true, then you hit the buzzer,
Okay.
right? So
And I just sit here.
Well, hopefully I'll get the right one. What if I'm correct?
Okay, yeah, you could get it first.
Or we can run through the room. Let's do that. Then we could maybe run through the rumors and see if why the rumors.
This is the most incredible.
What are the rules of this game?
You've
What are
never
the-
played Two Truths and a Lie, so you
No.
basically guess.
But I don't know if there are 2 truths. I think there's one
no,
truth.
because there's one truth and,
This
and
is
a bunch
called
of
4 lies
falses.
and a truth.
Okay, so I should have this if it's false.
Okay, or you hit that if it's false.
There's more of a chance that it's going to be false if there's one truth in there than there's more. And I love a buzzer.
Okay. You can take this home with you. All right.
And if it's true, I'm sorry I've taken this over.
No, I love this.
But if
No,
it's true,
this
I
is-
could say that's true.
All right. All right, the name of this game is called That's True.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Oh. Or you could call it That's So True, which is my favorite Gracie Abrams song, and then you could play it with other people.
Okay. That's so true.
Okay, cool.
All right. I'm gonna say the rumor that I think is true. Super Bowl, I don't think that you would, about footage or something that was too, you don't care about that.
So you.
Wait, hold on, I'm gonna say my truth. I think my truth, Ed Sheeran is funny.
No, wait.
But I think you're closer
do
to
I
him.
get to touch
Hold
this?
on, not yet. I didn't guess what when I say this is the truth.
You're working through this in your inner monologue that we're hearing a little bit of.
Correct.
Okay. I love this.
I'm working my inner monologue out loud in front of
Yeah.
everybody.
It's like,
It's not mystery
Your
dog.
process is your process.
It's not mystery
Okay.
dog. Travis can be heard harmonizing. I don't think he would want to do that. I think he would want you to have your moment to shine. The Selena Gomez one, I feel like that's funny. And I feel like you say, hey, you beat me to the altar. I'm gonna say Selena Gomez is true, that you were at Selena Gomez's wedding, you joked, hey, you beat me to the altar.
It's false.
What is the rules? Wait, what are the rules of the game? The game is not, it's false. The game is, it is, what is the game called?
I don't know.
Sorry, that's false?
Yeah.
So you never
It's
said
false. Well, I got to see her be the most elegant, gorgeous, not only bride, but just vision that I've ever seen in my life. I've never seen anything so beautiful as her on her wedding day.
I love her.
And she deserves
And Benny.
all of his happiness. Benny is him.
The best,
He
dude.
is so funny.
He's the best.
He's the best. So
Right.
I did make a speech, but I actually made a point not to mention anything about my engagement. Nobody wants you to be like, hey, I know this is your wedding day, but like, you know, like I was like, don't
it's not
mention
about
it. Like
you.
maybe turn it around. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, this is her day.
I did do some light teasing about the way that we used to dress in 2008, the year that we met. Because we met when we were teenagers in 2008. It was quite a year. Let me tell you, it was the year of
Yes.
deep, deep V-necks. And
Was it deep?
I just go into
Very
like,
deep,
I
deep.
just go into like
Very deep,
the
deep.
Gilded Age.
Deep, deep. Oh,
Just- I love the Gilded
Me
Age.
too, the
Don't
Gilded
even
Age.
Get me
Oh, don't
started.
even.
Carrie
Yeah,
Coon's
but Carrie
character.
Coon?
It was the year of aggressively colorful skinny jeans. Everyone was walking around saying things were amazeballs. Mrs. Astor hated it.
my God, that nailed it right there.
So basically, Selena used to, like, her favorite outfit back then was like a very long tank top, skinny jeans,
They know it.
but like a tiny little vest, like the smallest vest, and Chucks. And that was her like uniform of that year. And
Yeah.
mine was that I just always looked like I was like late for the cowboy-themed junior prom. And so I talked a little bit about 2008. I talked about
That's funny.
how happy I am for her and how just beautiful it's been to get to be a part of her life. But I did not
All right.
make it about me.
Okay, good. All right, then I'm going to have my second guess here. And I'm going to say, I think it'd be funny if Ed Sheeran learned about your engagement on Instagram.
That's so true.
Oh, no!
I have a perfect explanation.
Oh, no!
He doesn't have a phone. He doesn't have a phone.
Didn't
and
he
the
write a
way-
whole album about an old phone that he had or something?
But he doesn't have one that works.
Yeah, it's true. That is
so,
true.
So he doesn't have a phone, and this is like one thing I love about him. It's very eccentric. Love it. But when I'm going through being like, hey, like, you know, hey, who
All
should
my
we call?
peeps.
Who should we FaceTime? I'm going through my texts and being like, who have I texted within the last like month of my life? And he just wasn't there because you have to like,
How do you get a hold of him? The bat signal?
You have to email him, and then if you want to set up a FaceTime, he has to find an iPad. They have to give it to him like he's a child that
Yes.
they give the iPad to.
Yes, and he
This is
watches
one
an
of-
episode of Bluey, and then...
This is one of my absolute favorite people on the planet. And
I know,
was
that's
like,
why I didn't guess
And then when the news came out, I was like, oh my God, we forgot to call Ed. Oh no.
That's my favorite.
Yeah, he's like family. Like
Of course.
I love him, but he doesn't have a phone.
So that is the true one. So
Yeah.
you didn't turn down the Super Bowl because of performance footage?
No.
Okay. And
No. Well, here's the thing. Like Jay-Z has always been very good to me.
Yes.
Our teams are really close. Like it's like they sometimes will call and say, "How does she feel about?"
Yeah.
And that's not like an official offer or an official like a conference room conversation.
just a
like our
feeling
teams
out.
are really close. How does she feel about it in general? And we're always able to like tell him the truth, which is that like I am in love with a guy who does that sport on that actual field. Like that is violent chess. That is gladiators without swords. That is dangerous. I am The whole season, I am locked in on what that man is doing on the field. Can you imagine if like he's out there every single week, like putting his life on the line, doing this very dangerous, very high pressure, high intensity sport, and I'm like, I wonder what my choreo should be.
Like, oh my gosh, honey, let me have one thing. Let me have one thing.
I think we should do 2 verses of Shake It Off into Blank Space, into Cruel Summer would be great. Like,
Yeah.
it's just like, this is nothing to do with Travis. He would love for me to do it. I'm just too locked in.
Good.
Like, yeah.
All right. Love hearing that. All right, and then Travis not harmonizing on Opalite.
He's not.
No.
No.
And you've not been spotted walking a mystery dog in Florida. That was an odd one.
I have never walked a dog in Florida, or maybe ever.
But the internet is saying it, you have. That's why I wrote it down.
I know. I didn't do that,
It's not
though.
true. All right, there you
They
go.
should be able to run free.
No, they should.
Let them free. Let them loose, right? They
let
come
'em
back.
loose,
Don't
yeah.
they come back? That's the cool thing about dogs.
All right.
You call them and they just come back. They come back to you.
That's not true at all. And I'm
It's
going to
like,
call
if you
it.
love your dog,
Let him free. That's not true at all. Let
if
it
it
roam.
loves you too,
Let
it
it
will
roam.
come back to you.
All right. We're going to take a commercial break. In the meantime, I'm going to call Ed Sheeran and say hi to him. Check in. Guys, thank you for doing that. More with Taylor Swift when we come back. Right. Taylor Swift! In addition to your #1 album, you're also #1 at the box office over the weekend with the official release party of A Showgirl. Congrats on that
Thank
as well.
you.
That's super
Thank you.
fun. And something different. And in that, you also debuted the video for The Fate of Ophelia. Great video.
Thank you so much.
You wrote and directed it.
Yes.
Every fan is looking at little Easter eggs, and I was, me too, and I'm looking at everything going, it's just brilliantly done. It's gorgeous. It looks like, were you starting in a museum, or is it, what is it based on?
This is the Hollywood Theater. It's like we wanted it to seem sort of like an ambiguous theater where you would go and see all different types of performance. So you might see a Shakespeare production, you might see ballet, you might see a concert, and then we obviously we're referencing the John Everett Millay painting of Ophelia in both my album cover and in this music video, which it kind of becomes a plot device.
But it's so beautiful because it looks like nothing. It's all like painted, but it's like, nope, now it's 3-dimensional. And now you're standing, you're not lying. I'm like,
Yeah,
go,
so
it's awesome.
that's what we were calling the breaking of the parallax, right? So like if you're,
Wait, that's the name of my next album.
Yeah, right. That's such a great
Breaking of-
album title. Oh my God, the breaking of the parallax. Oh my God.
Yeah, I got to steal that one.
Yeah. Critics' choice across the board.
Right. Breaking of the parallax.
So basically, a parallax is if you're looking at something, almost like a diorama. You're looking at it from one angle, and it shows a picture. But if you were to come around the side, you'd see that it's different layers that are creating it. So that's that first scene when you're going and looking at this, and it looks like a painting from front on. As soon as you turn, you see that we're backstage.
It's well done. I loved it.
Thanks.
I loved it. It got me right in there.
Thank
I go, okay,
you.
no, I was like, yeah, and I love that. And I love the diving in.
Yeah, and so-
it's like, is that a shout out to the Eras tour, maybe?
Absolutely, absolutely. And so essentially, like, we also wanted it to kind of hint at the Eras tour because each scene is one take. So like we have either a steady cam or a crane operator camera, and it's not like you switch to this angle, you switch to this angle, we cut here, we go wide, we're medium.
One take.
It's one take, and so that felt more like the energy of a performance when it's make it or break it. It's this moment, you hit your marks or you don't.
Wow.
And so that was really fun to have that energy going and to be in rehearsals again with that entire group of people that I had with me on the Eras tour, and they're all in the music video, and it just felt like this joyous reunion.
And then there's a reference to Kitty.
Yeah, so there's a like a scene marker that comes down in front of one of the scenes in one of our sort of transitions, and it says starring Kitty Finley, and there's a fictional character named Kitty in The Life of a Showgirl, the song, that's just this character who you meet. She's up on stage, she's doing, you realize, I want to do what she's doing. She inspires you, And then when you meet her, she warns you against doing it. Which I think is something that may have happened to anyone who said that they wanted to go into music, you know? People who are in it will tell you how hard it is.
Yeah.
And how chaotic it can be and just how cutthroat. But if you love it enough, you'll do it anyway, and you'll take what comes with it.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, so that's that name, but it's also it's also the name of my mom's Great Dane,
Okay, there we go. There we go. That's
which is, you know,
Okay, that's-
important to my mom, so it's important to me.
yeah. And by the way, we love you, Mom.
Yeah.
Your mom's the best.
Yeah, she's absolutely the best.
The best.
And she is absolutely the best. And then her mother, again, my mom, her mother is named Marjorie Finley. That was my grandmother.
So kitty.
So that's where Finley came from. And all signs lead back to my mom.
Yeah, why not? That's good. Why not?
Yeah.
She's the greatest.
She is.
I do love her. And I did see a sourdough cameo in there as well.
Yeah,
which-
there's a sourdough bread cameo. I have become the most annoying person
It's not
that
true.
anyone knows about the topic of bread. It's like I have these like baking or cooking obsessions where like my recent obsession, whatever it happens to be, becomes my entire personality. It's all I can talk about. I have to actually stop myself from talking about bread at parties. Because
Yeah.
people don't
You
want
baked
it.
me a bread and you begged me not to bring
I
it
did
out
bake
here.
you a bread. And
I baked you a bread.
I baked you 2 loaves, and then I said, if you bring it on TV, people are going to be like, she won't stop.
It's too much. It's too
Because
much.
but I can't stop.
It's too much. No.
I think I need to move on to accoutrement of the bread, jams and such. I think it could
Such?
get even
Such?
like jams and
Jellies?
such.
Yeah.
Chutneys.
Wow.
Can you imagine?
Can you imagine the world that
at a
opens
party
up?
talking about
chutneys.
chutney.
Oh my god. Oh my gosh, I can't wait.
Yeah, they're like, avoid that girl
No,
over there.
I love
She's like written some bops, but she is boring.
I want to hear about chutneys next time
She'll
you come
put
on.
you in a verbal headlock about
Yeah, it's
her
like-
sourdough starter, and you will have to claw yourself out.
I cannot wait to have it, and thank you so much for being so generous and always doing those extra. You always go extra. You're just amazing.
You do too. I want to say that about you. That's why everybody loves to come see you. You do extra. You give us a buzzer. You play a game with us that has no rules, and you make this so fun for us to come and talk about the work that we made, that we worked so hard on and love, and you listen to it and you like actually care about what we make. Everybody who comes on this show loves you.
Thank you, bud.
Yeah.
Thank you, bud. I don't even
Got
see
a lot of
that.
heart, kid.
You did it.
Keep going.
You did it. Nah.
going.
You got me. You got me.
Yeah.
You got this cold heart to get emotional. Let's play another game.
Yeah.
All right. This is a fast game. This is a fast game.
Where's the buzzer?
No buzzer in this one. There's no buzzer. This one is the game of lasts.
Okay.
Okay. So it's like the last blah blah blah. The last thing you blah blah blah. The
Oh,
last.
so I just say the last thing I did.
Yeah, just
There's
talking.
No
It's
lying.
a talking game. You can play it anywhere. You can play it in the car with your friends. Look, I'm driving.
I love
Look
this.
at me. I'm
This is
driving. Here we
great.
go. All right. This is lasts, and this is gonna go super fast.
Cool.
Last person you texted.
Selena.
Last concert you went to.
The Eras Tour Vancouver back in December of last year.
Wow. Last TV show you watched.
Oh, there's 2.
Tell me.
I'm on right
Gilded-
now.
Gilded Age?
Yeah. That's.
No, different.
I love
No,
it,
me
but that's
too.
not the last one I did. The Girlfriend is a good one, and The Paper is a good one. Yeah.
Last movie you saw.
Last movie is One Battle After
Yes!
Another.
Oh,
My
that
God.
was great.
My God.
Yes, it was great.
Chase Infinity, Tiana Taylor.
Yes,
How are they going to split the Oscar in half?
I don't know.
We will see.
Leonardo DiCaprio, Sean
so
Penn.
funny. They were Benicio. They were so
yeah.
funny. Leo was
Johnny
hilarious.
Greenwood, the soundtrack
That's the fact
score,
that
yeah.
when you hear that theme each time,
scared me.
it makes you feel something different every single time.
Good, I loved it too.
And we are so lucky to be alive at the same time as Paul Thomas Anderson.
There you
It's
go.
like-
Come on. I agree.
He's just the. Like,
the
it's
heart-
crazy that he
Magic.
is just out here doing that. He's
doing it.
writing it, he's directing it, he's existing on this higher level that we get to watch.
Love it.
Anyway, that was the last movie I watched.
Last fall-related activity you did.
Oh, I baked cinnamon rolls the other day. That means it's here.
Yes, it's here.
It's here.
Tis the season.
Yes.
Yes. Last song of your own that you listened to, not on the new album.
Oh, okay. So I have this tradition when the eve before I have a new album that comes out that starts a new musical era, I listen to the entirety of the last album that I made. So I listened to Tortured Poets Department to say goodbye to it. And I do it every time.
I love
every
that.
night before a new album comes out.
Didn't know that. I
Yeah.
love this game. Last song of any artist that you listen to.
Oh, Tate McRae has a great new song called Tit for Tat. You gotta listen to
Ooh.
it.
It's good.
In my, full volume over and over again on repeat.
All right,
it's
love
just
that.
so good.
Finally, the last person you said, and baby, that's show business for you too.
Man, I don't say it often, but I'll say it now. That's show business for you.
Yeah, that's all. I'll take it. I'm the last person. I rigged that one. Since the life of the showgirl is officially out, what do you think about playing some of the songs? What do you think about playing some of the songs together and sharing some stories behind them?
I would love to.
Let's do that after the break. Welcome back, everybody. Taylor Swift is joining us. Her new album, The Life of a Showgirl, is out now. I thought it'd be fun to maybe go through some of the tracks here on the album of Life of a Showgirl and maybe share the inspiration behind each one.
Yeah, I would love this.
Is that fun?
So this is our podcast.
It kind of feels like, yeah.
I love this.
It's kind of like a loose.
It's like the second podcast interview I've ever done. I'm very excited. I
I'm
loved
honored.
the
Yeah,
first
okay.
one.
Yes, this is good. Okay, good. I'm very excited. And whoever the other person's podcast you did, don't get mad at me, okay? Because there's room for two of us, yeah,
Okay.
to have podcasts. All right, okay. Opalite, let's start with that one.
All right.
Okay, let's start here. I'm gonna play it first, and then we'll talk about it. Here, let's give it a taste.
My mama told me it's alright. You were dancing through the lightning strike.
You know the words already?
Sleep is the hardest night.
Yeah, you can sing along. Go ahead.
Now the sky is open like my Lord.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
One like you before.
The way they know every word.
It's already.
Take my whole sunshine.
The best.
Now the sky is open like
Oh my God.
Come on, wow. How do they know?
You got like 6 minutes to learn all the words and you've done it. That's
They know-
unbelievable.
That's kind of amazing.
Oh, that felt.
Everyone in the audience knew every lyric to
That was beautiful.
song that's not even really on the radio yet.
No,
That's wild.
This is beautiful.
Let's talk about Opalite. I don't even know if I know what Opalite is.
Opalite is man-made opal.
Okay.
So just like they can do man-made diamonds, they can do man-made opal, and I thought it was kind of a cool, it was like interesting imagery and a cool metaphor for life isn't always going to give you what you want. You're not always going to get your way. You're going to get your heart broken. Things are going to happen to you. Chaos will ensue. But you have to pick your own happiness. You choose it. Like, it doesn't always choose you. It doesn't always just show up knocking on your door. You have to sometimes make your own happiness, just like men-made opal.
Wow.
But it's like, but also there's also like gemstones in the chorus, like onyx, night, now the sky is opalite, just trying to kind of put gemstones in the chorus to
How do you come
keep
up
that
with this? Like, do you just
metaphor
wake
going.
up in the middle of the night and go, Opalite?
Yeah. That's literally how it happens.
And you
It's-
write it down?
Yeah, I mean, it's like, it's in the night, it's in the day, as well as the afternoon and the evening. All the times
All the time.
that I am.
Have you
Here
written something
with
earlier
us.
today?
No. No, I am.
you're busy just
I'm
doing-
just vibing. This
Okay,
is
good.
the release week of this album. Like,
Good,
I'm
this
just
is
riding
vibing,
this
good.
wave. It's like this song is exactly how I feel right now, and it's just kind of like amazing to hear you guys sing it like that. That was pretty
All right.
great.
How about this? All right, how about wish list? Let's do it. By the way, I love this. Sing every song. You guys sound fantastic.
You really do. It's not just that you know the words, you actually sound gorgeous.
Tell me what the song's about, and I'll tell you what sticks out in my head.
Okay, so this song, the chorus, I kind of designed the chorus to be, and you gotta just like go with me here. You know in Happy Gilmore, when he has his happy place?
Yes.
And that's where he goes when he's really stressed out or the world's really getting him down. And he's really going through it.
Yes.
And he just goes to this place in his mind and that's his happy place.
Yes.
Like that chorus, I just wanted a chorus like that basically shows you what mine is and sounds exactly how mine would sound. Like this is utopia for me. That's where I go when I'm stressed out. Wow. Is that fantasy?
And basically, all you want is you. That's your wish.
It's like, yeah, you're saying that to the person that you're with, like.
Yes.
And you're saying, you know, that you want like this. You want to build a life with them, and you want it to feel like home, and like.
But that's what you do with your lyrics. You're such a great artist and a writer. And,
Thanks. That's so sweet. No, thank you.
Yeah, I can't believe I'm that person, but I don't.
No,
I don't
are you
mean to be
kidding
that
me?
person. But
I
when you
love hearing
like
that.
basketball hoop in the that's the one that gets me. I know exactly where we are.
Yeah, like
and
I learned about sports for this man. And I love them.
Yeah.
I love them. I don't want to do them, but I love watching them. I could see, you know.
Yeah. Someone doing them, yes.
Yeah, people do them. And
People
it's great,
do
and
them.
I'll watch them.
You will
do
watch
that.
them, yes, but you go for it. You
I
do
love
it.
it. Do
Yeah, I love it.
Do them.
Yes, do that.
Do that.
Should we transition to Wood? This is Wood. W-O-O-D, by the way, if anyone's watching that doesn't, yeah.
Yeah.
W-O-O-D, like wooden, yes,
That,
wood. Here
yeah.
we go. This is Wood.
All that bitch is sitting on a falling star. Never did me any good. I ain't got to knock on wood. It's you and me forever dancing in the dark. Over me, it's understood. I ain't got to knock on wood.
All right, now this great, all these are great tunes. By the way,
Thanks.
do you come up with tunes before for this exact song? Did you go? "Ba-na-ma-na-na-na-na-na"?
No, so I brought this into the studio and I was like, I want to do sort of like do a throwback kind of timeless sounding song, and I have this idea about like I ain't got to knock on wood, and we would knock on wood, and it would be all these superstitions, and it really started out in a very innocent place. You know, it started out like, I don't know what happened, man.
It went off the rails.
I got
yeah.
in there, we started vibing, and I don't know. I don't know how we got here, but I love the song so much.
It's perfect. It's perfect the way it is. Let's go into the life of a showgirl.
Thank you for the lovely bouquet. You're sweeter than a peach, but you don't know the life of a showgirl, babe. And you're never ever gonna wait. The more you play, the more that you pay. You're softer than a kitten, so you don't know the life of a showgirl, babe. And you're never gonna wanna.
Ooh, ooh. You got it. Like when you do that, you go, that's the ending. That's the ending. Like, oh, I got all on it.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Because I'd been writing this album to be around the themes of show business and a public life, and because honestly, we all have a public life now. We all are mandating our
Social
relationship
medias
with
and things
social media and social circles and gossip, and so I was like, I want to focus on sort of like the playful, fun, funny, humorous sides of that. And so we'd been dealing with kind of themes like that and sprinkling those throughout the record, but I had it in my notes, just, you don't know the life of a showgirl. I just had that in my notes written down, and I was just like, I gotta figure out how this fits in, and all of a sudden this song comes together, and the first thought I had was Sabrina Carpenter. You know? She's like
She knows maybe.
quintessential showgirl.
Yes.
She is such a funny person. She is so tough in the right ways and soft and vulnerable in the right ways to be an artist that is dealing with the kind of just absolute mayhem that gets kind of these artists get subjected to when you're putting out art publicly. And I was so happy that she wanted to sing that second verse because I kind of wrote it for her, the sort of like, she's just this like sort of like, she was a menace, the baby of the family in Lenox. Her father whored around like all men did. Her mother took pills and played tennis. I was like, I just know she's gonna have fun singing this. It's kind of her type of lyric. She just loves to write like a clever little jab at men.
Is there many people? There's not that many people that you can actually relate to on this level.
I mean, that sounds sad, but it's actually like you just kind of find your people, and even if it's not about relating to people, like I can't really relate to the pressure that Travis is under out there on the field. Like I've never had 300-pound men running at me, trying to hurt me. You know what I mean? And the same way that with Sabrina, I've never come up as a new artist in the moment that she's coming up, where she's had social media. Like I remember when someone told me about Instagram, and it was like on my second or third record. Like, so I'll never be able to relate to their experience. We'll never be able to have identical experiences, but as sort of entertainers, one of our main jobs, I think, is to be a mirror for people. You look into the art we make, you see yourself back. The way you feel about our art has a lot to do with the life experience that you're having at this point in time. And that's why I'm so happy I have so many different albums. Like, people will come up to me and be like, I didn't get Reputation. I didn't understand what that was like. Now, 5 years later, it's my favorite record. Or, Evermore or something like that. And it is like the fun of it for us to create a mirror for people to look into. I definitely think that Sabrina and every other artist out there doing this can relate to that. So in that way, I do feel like we all can relate to each other.
Interesting. That's good. Father figure. Another well-written. We're good. All right, here's a little of this.
I pay the check before it kisses the mahogany grain. Said they wanna see you rise, they don't want you to reign. I showed you all the tricks of the trade. All I ask for is your loyalty, my dear protege. I'll be your father figure. I drink that brown liquor. I can make deals with the devil because my bigger. This noise is not profit. Just step into my office. They'll know your name in the streets. Believe in me. I protect the family.
Oh, come on! I protect the... Yes.
Man, like that song was so much fun to write. So it's like, protege, mentor, and the relationship between the two, right? And the power dynamics and sort of the idea that the power could flip and somebody could betray somebody. That's so fun to write. And this is written from the perspective of the mentor, to the protege. But because I kept thinking about that scene in Succession where Logan looks at his kids and says, I love you, but you are not serious people. And I think about that scene constantly. I just think it's one of the coolest scenes ever. And I was like, I want to write a song that has that energy of sort of Logan Roy being like, you bit the hand that fed you, and you do not possess the vernacular to be doing this. But I also really have completely related to the protege perspective in so many of these situations, right? Like I relate to the younger one. Like when I'm listening to this song, even though it's from the perspective of the father figure character. That's why I like this song so much.
And you always find a way to go like, wait, did she just say that? Rewind that for a second. Did she just say, yeah, deal with the devil?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you know,
And-
it's entertainment.
Yes.
It's my one job. But,
It's yeah.
You know, the spice level on this album is high.
Yeah, it is. It is. I think it's the spiciest yet.
Yeah, it is what it is. You know?
It is what it is. This one is Elizabeth Taylor, who. I love Elizabeth Taylor, but let's just play a little bit of Elizabeth Taylor.
I cried my eyes wide at Elizabeth Taylor. Tell me for real, do you think it's forever? Been number one, but I never had to. And I can't have fun if I can't have B-Y-N-Y. When Hollywood hates me, only as hot as your last hit, baby. Been number one, but I never had to. And I can't have fun if I can't have you.
All right. Another one. Another banger.
Thanks.
Elizabeth Taylor. Why Elizabeth Taylor? What is the connection?
Oh, I love Elizabeth Taylor. I love her so much. She is like, I think, the ultimate sort of icon role model that I look to when I look at somebody who had like immense pressure on them, was like extremely like scrutinized everything she ever did. Yeah. She kept making more and more daring art. Like it's almost like the more polarizing people were about her, the more she just kept like doing even more challenging roles, taking bigger risks. And she's like out here like at the height of whatever, you know, scrutiny she may have been under and the height of her fame, she's like winning Oscars and not letting anything kind of stop her from doing it for the reasons she'd always done it. She was so funny. She used humor as like a device against sort of anybody who had like any of her detractors or whatever. Like I've done that with songs like Blank Space when people are like, oh, you're a man-eating serial dater.
Yeah.
And I just would be like, oh, let me write a song from that perspective. That's hilarious. Yeah. So I think you have to be able to combat negativity with humor. That's my favorite thing about her. I just wanted to make a song that felt like as luxurious and glamorous as she was in sort of the verses and the bridge. We had a harp. We pulled out all the stops for her.
Harp. I love getting a harp on a track.
Yeah,
Come on.
she just
Bring back. Oh,
Yeah.
She's just glamour and fun, and
yeah.
I just love everything about Elizabeth.
Everybody should be obsessed with Elizabeth Taylor.
Yes. How about we do one more? Can we do Fate of Ophelia?
Yes.
All right.
All that time I sat alone in my tower, you were just honing your powers. Now I can see it all. Late one night, you took me out of my grave and saved my heart from the fate of Ophelia. Keep it 100 on the land, the sea, the sky. Pledge allegiance to your hands, your team, your vibes. Don't care where the hell you've been. 'Cause now your mind is about to be the sleepless night you've been dreaming of. The fate of Ophelia.
Whoa.
Those are the best. Oh my God.
All right, Fate of Ophelia. How did you come with "You're dreaming of"?
That was.
Let
Let me tell you the rush. Let me tell
It's
you the
great.
rush I felt when I thought of
It's
that.
great.
It was the same feeling that I felt when I thought of "Can't you see you belong with me?"
Really?
Yes.
'Cause it-
Sometimes when you
You're
like.
dreaming of. Oh, it's so good. I'm like,
So fun. It's just like, oh.
I love it.
Thank you for acknowledging that melody. Yeah, that was a big one
That's
for
a
me.
good belter, and it's like, yeah, it's just fun to sing along with.
It was so fun, and it was also just sort of like we wanted to take just like different tones of speaking, like almost different time periods of the way that people used to speak. Like there's certain like Shakespearean kind of ways of phrasing things and terminology, and like "'tis locked inside my memory and only you possess the key." But there's also like pledge allegiance to your hands, your team, your vibes. Like, we wanted to kind of blend like now and then and try to juxtapose those together in a way that hopefully works.
Yeah.
But I love this song so much. I'm so proud of it. I'm so proud of the video. We had such a blast. Just this whole process of this song coming out into the world, and I see people like dancing to it online, and they're absolutely crushing it.
Yes.
Like, it is unbelievable.
I watched like 100 of them this morning,
it's
trying
amazing.
to learn.
It's amazing, and like it just is. It's so fun to have fun, and I really appreciate you guys having fun with me.
We are. We're totally having fun with you. We're having so much fun with you. I can't thank you enough for always remembering me and coming back to the show, and for keeping it 100, which I appreciate that. Is that an Easter egg, by the way?
That's a lyric in the song.
Okay.
So yes. Yeah, so it's a lyric.
If it's a lyric, anything could be an Easter egg.
Well, it's both. It's everything's correct.
I'll tell you what it is, and like you said, you nailed it already. It's fun, and it's fun to be with you, and it's fun. We are lucky to be living in a time with Taylor Swift in our life. Thank you. Love you, guys. You're the best. Congrats. Number 1 album. Congrats on your engagement. Thank you for coming to see us. Taylor Swift, Life of a Showgirl is out now. We'll be right back with more Tonight Show.